Hello, everyone. This is Breaking Down Mindcrack Ultra Hardcore Season 29 from the Arctic Action YouTube channel. I am the guy who does have bones. It is Jake, and I am here with Danny, who is certainly not a casual.
Yep, it's your boy Captain Jesus here, covering up my red pubes. We are ready to cut down and view episode 2.
And not so fast, because we have a guest who has asked me multiple times for his pants. We have Abezord in the building.
Where are my pants?
I don't know. You asked me, and multiple times. It definitely wasn't the first time.
I never get an answer.
Alright,
Okay.
let's jump right into it, right?
Oh, let's just jump right into it.
Jump right into it.
I'm jumping.
We're jumping into this one. Here we have Purple Team, who I didn't have the name last time. It is GOB2. No idea where they get that. Actually, no, wait. That's their initials, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Good, OMG Chad, Breon. Okay. I don't know what
Heck
the two's
yeah.
there for. But they start this episode on the surface.
Because there's two of them.
Dude,
Yeah,
you need a map?
You jump right into it. I need a map.
You need a map. So they start on the surface, and Chad knows finally what trees to chop down. Oak trees.
One thing right away that you could tell, they have much improved communications from the first
Yeah,
episode.
they listened to our first episode.
Yeah, they listened to our first episode before filming episode 2, obviously.
Yeah, so they're on the surface. Good is just hunting down rabbits, and while he's doing that, Breon's off in the desert, out nowhere, finding a desert temple. And,
Yeah, no, I'm
yeah.
give you the quick rundown on this desert temple. Now, obviously 4 chests in there. He doesn't get a TNT, but he does get 2 golden apples, 24 string, gold horse armor, 6 gold ingots, a saddle, 4 iron, and then 2 enchanted books. But they're not too useful, just Silk Touch and Smite 3.
Good had quite the troubling moment when Breon asked to eat an apple in that episode.
yeah.
But in the end, he let him eat it, and then he mercilessly lied to the rest of the game, saying they had 10 golden apples.
Oh my god, yeah.
Dude is out there. He's out there to win. He's not out there to make friends, Max. You got to know this stuff. So
this is a real big bounce back episode for this team. Jake, you want to take us through that?
yeah, despite sending the first half of this episode on the surface, which is not what you suggested, they did get their surface supplies that they failed to get, including apples, even though the Desert Temple did jumpstart them with golden apples. Now, when Breon does eat a golden apple, when Good grants him permission to, they're talking a bit about Red Delicious apples. What do we think about Red Delicious apples? Are they good or bad? They're not my favorite.
They're not my favorite. I'm a green apple guy myself. I find those are the best apples. As long as you're not eating yellow apples, God, those are disgusting.
I think the greatest ones are pink ladies.
Oh, a bold choice here from Abezord.
Yeah,
At
they
least
get
not mealy.
they get sheep. They finally get armor, and while they're staircasing to find another cave, find gold. I think it was all in all a good episode, even though Chad did take damage to his spider at one point.
Yeah, they take a little bit of damage here. He very poorly attacks the spider. Only digs down 2 instead of 3. They got a lot of chickens on the surface. Each member of the team has 25 arrows each. They get sheep. They are the second team, I believe, time-wise, to make a bed.
Oh yeah, and
one of the first teams in the second episode.
I was going to add there that Breon got 24 string. Everyone has a bow and arrows.
Yeah, that's huge for them because they're not an enchanted team even by the end of the episode. So that's going to really help them if they have to engage in early PvP.
And they finally have a tiny bit of armor, not a lot, and everyone on that team is damaged too. Except Breon. He's out of the Iron Man race, but he had to heal up to full health.
I believe he's still 1 heart down.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Once the saturation wears off.
So now, unlike GOB2 taking damage, we have Green Team. None of their members have taken damage yet. This seems to be a runaway round, Max.
Well, you see,
I'm seeing.
We are all seeing.
Okay, I just remembered who Green Team was. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one with Nevers on it and Pack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Members Pack and Jasano.
Well, they made some significant progress, I think. They got Enchants, which is not all the teams have, so that gives them a leg up.
Yeah, they end up with 5 diamonds plus the pick. They're going to turn 2 of those diamonds then into the enchant table, and sorry, they're going to have 3 diamonds still left over. They have 9. They get an enchant, or they get 8. They get 8. Sorry. Oh,
Yeah, they got 8 diamonds at the
they
beginning
get
of the
diamonds.
episode.
They get a pickaxe. They get a diamond sword, and they get an enchant table. They get a sharpness 3 diamond sword.
Yeah, that sword is stacked.
They have a bunch of books to work with, so great work for them with the enchants.
But the one thing is, though, they don't have string, and Nevers points this out, says, we need to find a mine shaft, and Packrat snaps back. That's just pure luck, and what do you know, 3 minutes later, they find a mine shaft in a ravine. Like, this is pure cheats, only on Nevers' team.
Oh, yeah, pure cheats. He's definitely got the X-ray hack on. That's 100% clear.
Yes.
They don't enter the mine shaft, even by the end of the episode. Or no, they enter it at the very end.
Pack had a safe-ish entrance to the mine shaft.
Yeah, safe-ish. I mean, like they said, you're not going to get anything completely safe in a mine shaft. So
the only thing I'm sorry.
One thing I did notice, their communication and teamwork skills kind of went downhill in this episode.
There was a lot of name calling.
Yeah, there was a lot of internal conflict, mainly between Packrat and Jay Sano.
Jay Sano?
Towards the beginning of the episode, they got good comms, but towards the middle and in the end, they are.
Jay Sano had a hard time finding this mine shaft, and Packrat was having none of it.
Yeah, just a little bit of an analytical check on this team. Full iron armor, tools. They got an anvil, which is huge. Obviously, with the books. Gold. They have a lot of gold. They're pretty much limited by apples at this point. They get lapis, obviously, enchants. They're not too many mobs in the caves. There are later teams that we'll see that had some trouble with mobs in this episode. Great caving system. They don't really even have to resurface. Obviously, the diamonds, the pickaxe, the enchants, the mine shaft. That's going to be risky, but it's great for them.
Everyone does have level 1 enchants, with the exception of that amazing sharpness 3 diamond sword. That's definitely going to be a part in the PvP for sure. Like, there's no question about that. I would put Green Team down a spot, maybe. Orange Team did play some catch up, but that the PvP wise, Green Team is still my top spot.
Nobody took damage for this team still through 2 episodes. The only team that accomplished that.
Now we're going to take a harsh transition here, both segue wise and team wise, into Team Triangle, Abezord's favorite team.
Yes.
Okay. So right away, they're in the cave, and then the conversation comes up. Who's going to be Iron Man? Who do you guys think? Because there are 5 people still eligible for Iron Man. 3 on Green Team, 2 for Orange Team.
I would almost certainly say Nevers.
Well, he's kind of been going through the caves kind of quickly. I know he was yelling at Packrat for not lighting up the caves. There was a bit more internal conflict for Green.
Oh yes, he called him an amateur.
You loser.
Yeah. But getting back to Triangle Team here, not so many positives for this episode.
They run into a skeleton creeper combo almost off the bat, and they want to get a record, but they sadly don't.
Yeah, they do not. Yeah. All 3 members of the team take damage this episode, and that's not going to bode well for them going forward. They get gold, but not too much. Only 2, if my memory serves me correct.
So. Not only did they all took damage, but I also took a bit of damage in a form of jump scare. Max, would you care to give us the play-by-play on this jump scare?
So I'm assuming you're talking about when they find their new cave. Is that correct?
The bat.
Oh, okay.
Bat.
Well, as the main man himself, W92 Badge, turns the corner as he was walking along with Arcus. A bat flies into his face, and this poor man almost has the biggest heart attack of 2019.
We're not even that far
However-
into it, folks.
Yeah.
However, he does attempt to murder said bat, but it takes him about 2 to 3 minutes, maybe a little bit less. But he always comes out on top, and
Yeah, Badge always comes out on top.
Dash is the greatest Minecrafter of all time. This team, another team that does not get beds here in this second episode.
Yeah.
So there's now 2 nights down where they don't have a bed. They don't do that soon. And they surface. They'll start getting attacked by phantoms. That'll be tough for them. They get lapis, no diamonds in this episode. They do a bit of an early servicing job, which ends up leading to them taking damage from creepers getting to their second cave.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would like to add in here about the creepers. And by the way, we failed to mention that all the stuff that they are finding came from their second cave. They had to surface at nighttime and cross a desert to find their next cave. Or it wasn't crossing a desert; it was sort of close. But they had to travel at night to find their cave. And in this cave, the mobs were ruthless. After Badge's jump scare. He gets 1.5 hearts down, exploded by a creeper, and then he looks around and sees Arcus getting backstabbed by a zombie, Ko getting exploded by a creeper. There is so much PvE troubles on this team. We may have to go back here for the one word for each team, but the one word for Triangle team I have right now is PvE.
I'd say creeper.
Oh yeah.
Badge, when that creeper got him at 1.5 hearts, he could have died there, but his pure skill reaction time, he got his shield up in the last millisecond possible, and he pulled.
He pulled through, yes indeed. So just like how Badge pulls through, I think it's time for Classic Team, unless we missed anything with Triangle Team.
Oh yes.
I would just like to note, I believe every team so far we got a water bucket for every team.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Not too many. Not every team had a water bucket this episode.
Yeah.
Episode 2, you should be having water buckets by now.
When we're watching the episodes, Danny and I are talking, and we're wondering why are they taking so long just to get buckets. But they all got buckets now. So including Classic Team, that is a team that indeed does have a water bucket.
All right, and we move on to Classic Team here. They have a bit of a mixed episode, I would say.
Yes, Kurt starts the episode making an extra iron helmet. Now, Max, how much iron does it take to make an iron helmet?
It takes exactly 5 iron.
Oh, and we got the facts here. And how much iron did Kurt have on him when he made that iron helmet? I don't know either.
I think it was like 7-ish. He had, they were low on iron.
So we start the episode when Classic Team is fully armored up. They just get all the armor for everyone, and then they surface to run away from the border. And they surface up in a desert where Vidya confesses he does not like sand.
Yeah, he's just like Anakin Skywalker here. He finds sand coarse, rough, and it just honestly gets everywhere. I agree with him. It's terrible stuff.
So is he going to die due to a lack of high ground as the season goes on?
We'll see.
He's going to die to a teammate.
This team searching for a while for a good cave. It takes timestamp is 12:48 until they find the cave they're looking for.
They spend the entire day on the surface.
Yeah, it's rough for them.
Not even doing anything productive either. They were looking at sand, which Avidia doesn't like.
Yeah, they find the village that the green team found in the first episode. They find and a few analytical things here. They get full iron obviously by the end of the episode. Tools and weapons I believe they're starting to work with. 21 gold for this team found in a single episode.
Co-Star, I think. Was that Co-Star who was finding all the gold?
I believe it was Co-Star found. I believe the majority, if not all of the gold.
Yeah, he was just staircasing into gold left and right. This man is a mad lad.
An absolute mad lad.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a good thing he has his footage up. Otherwise, he would have been banned from X-raying on a couple Reddit servers already.
What was it? Did he get like 4 veins of gold? Was it maybe more?
In rapid succession.
Yeah, in rapid, yes, very quickly. And they have apples, so they have I think 5 apples on it for the team. So that's they're starting to be very good. They played a very good game of catch up this episode.
Yes.
Poor lighting in their caves though. Trouble with directions. Most of the time trying to find stuff, trying to find the caves. They spend the whole day looking for the cave. Obviously, no beds for this team through 2 episodes. They're another team that's got to tamper down that quickly, or they're going to take some phantom damage.
And speaking of damage, everyone in this team, I think, took damage either this episode or last episode.
Yes, everyone in the team has taken damage 2 in this episode. We sadly see the fall of the Iron Curtain.
Yes, sad for Kurt there. What else with this team? Avidia is having some memory troubles. He doesn't remember where he got the obsidian from, but we should see an enchanting table crafted next episode. I don't know why they didn't craft one this episode. They had all of the supplies, including lapis.
I believe they only had 1 diamond from the chest.
Oh, 1 diamond?
Yeah, they got 1 diamond from the Savannah village.
Okay, so
they have not mined any diamonds yet. So yeah, they're just a diamond away from the enchant table. So they'll be catching up very quickly. That gold will help them, obviously, with apples and such, and the health they lost.
And speaking of diamonds,
won't really mean much. Yeah, speaking of diamonds,
we got orange team here.
Let's segue into orange team here. Yeah, they get a lot of luck early on from mobs. Just three quick things. They don't happen in rapid, or 2 of them happen in rapid succession. They get an iron bar from killing a zombie. A creeper explodes on a tree and it drops an apple. And they kill a skeleton in this episode and it drops a half durability bow.
Mind you, this all happens to vintage beef.
All of this happens to vintage beef. I believe the zombie and the creeper happened to Sethling.
Beef killed the zombie, got the iron. The creeper blew up a tree for beef, got the apple, yeah. And Skelly drops good bow for beef. Then beef finds gold immediately afterward. So this is a good episode for beef, if not the whole of orange team.
This is a great episode for orange team. This skyrockets them into really good succession, or really good competition with green here. 20 gold found in this episode.
And they also have an enchant table. They did get their much needed food, but much needed might come into question, as Seth pointed out. I think it was Seth, or either that or beef. He said they're not losing hunger, and that could be a server issue.
Yeah, the saturation on this server seems to be a bit touchy here. Lapis, they're fine on Lapis, 60 plus 70. I believe they're up in the 70s, 80s even in Lapis. They have good day-night awareness. Obviously, they get that enchant table. They got a water bucket. One thing here, Beef has some trouble with his cave navigation.
Yeah, we're overlooking a big part in this episode where there's some pretty funny banner going on, where Beef just can't seem to find where the lava is in this cave that he so famously called hot last episode.
Yes, and one thing of note, this whole team should probably eat a lot of dry apricots here because they have a very low iron count.
Oh snap!
A couple more pluses. They get 3 apples in this episode. They get 4 more diamonds. Yeah, that really the only thing they need to work on is iron here.
Yeah,
get
so
apricots rolling.
Max, I don't know if you caught this, but what were the directions down the stairs and through that little maze at the end of the stairs to get to the lava? How many turns is that?
Probably 3.
I'd say at least 3, probably more. I know Dyerdorf spends the first half of the episode away from Seth and Beef, just kind of digging his own tunnels. It's this team is they have some issues too inside the team.
One thing they don't have issues with is they get beds. They can sleep well, nice and cozy with their wool sheets and everything. Good for them. They'll avoid phantoms here moving forward.
All right. Yeah, I would say that their communication was overall pretty good. There were some low points with the navigation of the maze, and in particular, Sethling hoarding some of the armor. He could have given it to Beast.
He crafts all of the armor, leaving Beef hopeless on his knees, begging for a pair of pants.
Mercifully, he does in fact give Beef the pair of pants then.
Yeah, he buckles under the pressure of Beef's anger.
Pure rage.
And he throws a pair of pants at the poor man.
Okay. Nether regions there. Speaking of Nether, I believe we forgot with Purple Team. There were talks of them going to the Nether, either this episode or not. Obviously not this episode.
Yeah, I heard
episodes.
that Good is against the idea. because he fears that Pack Rat might also be going into the Nether. So let's go and review the teams a bit. One word for Team GOB2. Anyone got it?
I'll give this one to you here.
Well, I didn't write anything down, Max. You got a word for purple team. Good's team.
Yes, I would say deceiving.
Oh,
that's
because
10 gold.
They found 10 gapples in the chest, mind you.
Apparently.
Yeah.
According to Good, which is a very reliable source.
Everyone but Orange Team should be quaking in their boots here. Orange Team, the only reason they're not is because they don't have boots.
Yeah. And Green Team, the team with no flaws, literally flawless, except they still don't know what the sprint key is. What word do you have for Nebris's team? Anybody?
I'd say range. Throughout 2 episodes, they're still rangeless, though. I guess they're with that mine shaft. They'll get that soon.
Max, do you have a word for Green Team?
I would have to say organized. They're generally well organized.
Yes. Yeah. Now, with Green Team having the range advantage, Green Team's the one with the range advantage, right? Or was that that's GOB?
No,
right?
Purple Team has.
Yeah, Purple Team has. So do you think that? So do you think that Good will end up killing Avidia with the high ground? Because he has the range.
That's a very strong possibility.
Yeah, we'll see. PvP is going to be interesting between these teams. Purple's got to get that. I think Purple's got to get an chance to really have a shot here, but that range will help him out.
So yeah, I think he does have that +2 attack power against Avidia because he is a disliker of sand.
Yes,
cause his downfall.
When any sand hater goes up against a person who holds the high ground, it's not a pretty scene. So for Triangle Team, we of course said PvE and classic. The word I put down for them is funny because that's what they are. Anyone else have a different word for classic?
I'd say slow.
I'd say inefficient, mainly because of the 5 iron they wasted and the entire baked potato that Kurt wasted when he was only half a hunger bar down. It really struck a chord with me.
You got to stack the saturation. Yeah. So apparently Classic Team is not having food problems. But Orange Team is in the sense that they don't have to eat.
Yeah. All right. We reached the time to say who had the best episode, who had the worst episode.
I think Orange, even though Green Team is the best team in my opinion, Orange Team had the best episode in terms of getting a lot of stuff done.
I'd go with a little bit different. I'd say Purple had the best episode, seeing as they were already playing catch up here. And those 2 golden apples are going to be huge for him. The string obviously gives them the entire team bows, the entire team range. Horse armor and saddles allows them to maybe get mounted at some point this season. Obviously, they're high in gold. They have the apples, of course, beds. They were really catching up. They did a great job of getting what they needed to do done, everything except for getting an enchant table here. They're in a good spot. They were clearly the worst team coming out of last episode, and here they've, I think, put themselves into the middle of the pack.
Yeah, only 2 teams have enchants. Max, did any episode for a team stand out to you?
I think the team best off right now would be Orange Team. I think this episode they got more than enough resources they needed to put them in first place, but that's just in my eyes. I think they got enough like diamonds, gold, and all that stuff. And they even got a bow, which is good for them.
All right.
So should we do power rankings?
Worst team.
Worst team, I think...
Or not worst team, but who had the worst episode?
Oh, worst episode. Whoever had the PvE problems, I think that was Triangle.
Yeah. I think I put down Triangle too. All 3 team members getting damaged. The only other team you could even say had a bad episode, I'd say would be Classic, just because they wasted a lot of time above ground, and 2 of them take damage. But yeah, Triangle definitely has the worst episode in my opinion.
So now let's go on to power rankings. First place, best placed team.
I'd vote Green Team.
Max?
I'd vote Orange.
I'd say Green too.
All right, so I guess we're gonna put Green Team then at number 1.
And number 2, I'm going with Orange.
Orange then for me.
All right, that's fair.
And I'm guessing you have Green as number 2?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I have Green above Orange because of the Sharpness 3 sword and and the mine shaft, the excess amount of string that orange does not have.
Yeah.
And now for number 3, I moved purple team up.
Yeah, I put purple team at number 3 here.
That's GOB2 with Good.
Yeah, the range is huge for them. 25 arrows each, and a bow for all of them. Even without enchants, they're a force to be reckoned with at this point, even with the damage taken.
Yeah, so this is a good episode for them. Who do you have as the midfield, Max?
Midfield, I had, the purple team.
Okay. So then we have, for number 4 position, the one just above the worst. They're still not out. I'm stuck between Classic and Triangle. I'm gonna go with Classic because they're all armored up and they seem to have a good cave right now.
I'm gonna go with Triangle here because you got to remember that Classic team, they got all those books, and they have all those apples, and they got a lot of gold here.
Oh yeah, that was the village head start.
Yeah, so I think Classic is Classic team is 4th here.
Yeah, I would say Classic, just because of the sheer amount of gold they found this episode. It really.
They obviously had a huge head start.
I completely forgot about the gold this episode. Okay, I'm not doing it because of peer pressure. I'm doing it because this evidence I forgot about. I'm moving Classic team up to 4th and Triangle down to 5th.
That leaves Triangle at 5th here. Not too great of a first episode. Their second episode, they take damage. They're starting to take a turn for the worse here. We saw Purple take a turn for the better. Triangle took a dip here in this episode.
Right. Well, I think that just about does it for this episode of Breaking Down Mindcrack Ultra Hardcore. Anyone have any closing words?
I'd like to thank Max for joining us today.
Oh yes.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure being on.
Quite the pleasure. Yes.
Yep.
So thank you, Abezord, for joining us on this episode. If you like what we did here, we did the exact same thing for episode 1. Just go to the Arctic Action channel on YouTube, and you will find it as Breaking Down Mindcrack UHC 29, episode 1. As for now, we thank you a lot for watching, and we will see you in 2 days for episode 3.
On the flip side, yes.